What's going on, guys? Mic check. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. You guys should be able to hear me all right. Awesome, thank you. How is everyone doing today? I got a little project that I'm going to be doing right before we get kicked off. Obviously, I want to say hello to everyone who's here. I got this PSP while out yard sailing. Earlier this week, the battery and battery cover that I needed for it finally showed up in the mail, but I haven't even tested it yet. I got this PSP with a bundle of other things, and I think, I don't know, I think for the PSP itself, I'm into it for maybe $3, and it also included the OEM charger, which is always really nice to see. Oh no, I don't even think this battery is going to fit. It might fit, let me see. Oh, bottom side first. But yeah, hope everyone out there is doing well today. Someone call for a mic check. I am here. Thank you, Mike T, as always. The original present and accounted for. Nobody else did that before you. Right? Right? Trying to see if this battery cover will fit. Sure as heck looks like it. Got a nice complete PSP now. Now the moment of truth. I may need to charge this. Very likely that they did send me a completely dead battery. We'll find the charger and we'll toss it on at some point during the show. But at least it looks a lot better. Certainly in more saleable condition. And then I also got the back plate for the other side as well. And it's pretty marred up, so I'll be switching that out too. I don't understand why it's not... Oh wait, hold on. Nope, yeah. Looks like they sent me an old used one for the other side and a nice shiny new one for the one side, but I have no clue. No clue. We'll switch it out. Let's see what we got here. We're missing some people. Where is everyone this week? We got Vertical AD. How you doing, buddy? Young guy YouTube channel. Make sure you go check him out. I spoke with him earlier today out the swap meet. Crushed it at the swap meet. Who else we got here? Mike T. Pleasure as always. Mr. Exquisite. Thank you guys for being here. We're missing quite a few people today. Who are we missing? We're missing Rhiannon, that's for sure. She's always here first. But if you're out there, feel free to say hello. I'm going to turn my air conditioner up a bit. It is warm up here because of the lights already. We got an absolute ton of pickups that we're going to be looking at today, like a stupid amount again, because now we're doing this every 2 weeks, and I'm not doing the census, so I got a ton of items. And probably like always, everyone will show up before top of the hour. What are we, 4 minutes out right now? I'm going to go and check the Facebook, see if we had any questions drop in on the post that we put up. Before we get started, if you guys have any reseller related questions, by all means, feel free to post them. You're live. How's everyone's sales been this week? I'll be frank with you. Mine are incredible right now. They are through the roof. Some of the best numbers that I've had in most of 2020. I think it's partly due to the fact that I've been listing like a demon, probably adding about maybe 150 to 200 new items per month, and they're really, really varied too. I know that some niche sellers will kind of run seasonal sometimes, but stay varied, get a lot of good sales. Jeremy Y. Hello, buddy. Where do you find the difference between profit and money that needs reinvesting? That's a great question. I know some people like to compartmentalize their investments, where they'll take a portion of their money and say, well, this is the money that I use to invest. So, I'll start with, let's say, $1,000, and I sell it all, and after I pay for fees and shipping and everything else, now I have $2,000. Then this is only the money that I'm going to be using for investing. Now, the ideology behind that is sound, but the reality is that you're letting a specific number dictate what might be best for you or worst for you investment wise, wherein the reality is sometimes you have to overextend to be able to really make a buy. So I guess when you're looking at your money as a whole, you should kind of be like really accountable for every dime that you have. I have these I don't want to lift it up too much, but I have these little sheets that I use to be able to go through and do balance checks. And I know I do an analog because I really like analog, but I go through and I count up everything I got. We're talking hard cash on hand, all my PayPal accounts, debit accounts, unemployment accounts, whatever money I have, pending Mercari balance, pending Amazon balance, pending pirate ship balance, pending Patreon balance, pending YouTube balance. I add everything up, usually once a month. Sometimes, if I'm doing a lot of volume, twice a month, because a bigger indicator of where you should be putting your money is going to be reflective on the amount of money that you actually have available to work with. So I don't know, if you had $1,000 worth of investment sitting there, but you don't have enough money to make rent, then you're obviously not going to have a budget to be doing investing next month. But if you have, all your rent and bills and everything paid, and you have $15,000 left over, now you can kind of size up your money and figure out exactly how you want to invest. And then as far as reinvesting, it's kind of got to take a look at the market each and every time you decide, okay, I want to put my money to work, because it's very easy, if you're not careful, to send your money out to work and then watch it get fired. So, yeah, a lot of logic. But if you have more questions, by all means, let me know during the show. I want to say hello to you, Rhiannon. Thanks for being here. I was wondering where you were at. I was even asking for you earlier. Guys, if you have any more questions, we'll get to them after the start of the show. What is going on, guys? My name is Jay Kraft here with the Facebook group All Around Pickers Lounge, and I'm coming at you live again from beautiful Bakersfield, California. Today is October 25th, 2020. We're just a few days away from Halloween, and have you had your holiday sales rush just yet for your Halloween-related items, or has the CDC again interfered with your volume this year? Today we're going to have a very interesting show. We're going to be covering a whole bunch of different little news things. We have some stuff going on with Amazon, eBay, and for the first time in a while, I'm actually going to bring up the word Etsy. Some people don't even remember that that's a sales platform anymore, but I know a handful of you out there do use it, so you're going to be happy to hear the bad news, I'm sure. But that's the state of e-commerce right now. We want it to go a certain way, but you know what they do? They just take that information, ball it up, and throw it away. But hopefully I can be your voice of reason for today, and we can kind of talk through some of these issues. Now, unlike traditional episodes where we kind of talk about the news first and then we get into pickups later, we're going to go back and forth the entire time. And the reason is that now we're doing this show every 2 weeks. Now, I know we've been doing that for about 3 months now, but the biggest difference is I am no longer working for the census. I turned in all my gear a couple of weeks ago. I've gotten my final paycheck, what a pittance it was, and I got my little snapshot of everything I did it, and I loved the job. I loved the experience, and when 2028 rolls around, they actually hire people pretty early. When 2028 rolls around, I do think I'm going to go for it again. It was a fun experience, but I think I'm going to do it in a different state, not California. But that being said, now that I am no longer working with the census, I am sourcing at an accelerated rate, which means every Saturday I go out yard sailing. Every Sunday I'm returning back to my swap meet roots. And throughout the week, I'm going to try and hit thrift stores at least one day a week, hopefully 2 or 3 days a week, but it really depends. We got a question before the show even started regarding investment and reinvestment and stuff to that effect, making sure you have enough money for your buys. the amount of inventory you want to take on should be reflective of the amount of work that you can complete within a reasonable amount of time. I know quite a few of you out there personally, especially some of you patrons, you got death piles going right now, piles of goods that you haven't gotten to, and I cannot stress this enough. December is the finest month of the entire year to go out and play catch up. Most people aren't donating stuff to thrift stores, there's not any yard sales going on, and oftentimes it's too cold for even a successful swap meet to happen. So do as I do this year, and I hope you take a moment to play catch up in December. But for me personally, what I like to do is I like to make sure that I'm able to get 100% listed on this 2-week cycle now. So I have, coming into this next week, I have Monday through pretty much Saturday to get everything done. This Saturday I'm going to be having a yard sale. I'm actually trying to host a block sale, which means I'm going to be distributing flyers to the rest of the block this week, because if I can have 20 people doing yard sales, guess what? I'm probably going to make more money, especially if we advertise like crazy online that we're having a huge block sale. Okay, so my goal is to play catch up every single week, get all my items listed, and I've noticed that if I can stay on top of my stuff, it leaves more room for me to be able to go get more inventory and be more successful. I even have this really weird superstitious type process. I packed my items yesterday on Saturday, knowing that they're not going to be going out today on Sunday, because in my head I believe that if I take care of all the work that I have right then, all my sold items, and get them out of the way, it makes more room for more items to sell. Now, I know that there's no real logic, rhyme, or reason to it, but in my mind, I'm getting all the stuff out of the way. Now there's new space for items to sell, and then come Sunday, I'm gonna have a great sales day. Today's been awesome, believe it or not. I had a $100 sale, a $70 sale, and a $200 sale of a pet door. Big industrial pet door that I picked up for, you guys remember it, I picked it up for $8 when I was in Oakhurst, and that bad boy already sold through Amazon FBA for $200. But first up, let's go and talk about some news. eBay has launched its new Re-Markeplace, and you'll notice too, some of my notes are going to kind of be a little loose, because everything for today's show got set up today, believe it or not. It's been a very, very busy week. I even went sourcing this morning. Some of you know that already. We have a quote from Jordan Sweetnam himself. If you haven't seen my interview with him, I recommend you check it out. Demand for refurbished products has surged, and by securing exclusive rights to inventory sold directly from the most popular manufacturers, eBay is changing the way people shop this category. eBay shoppers tend to focus on value, which has helped make these products so popular. With this new certified refurbished destination, we're doing a better job of helping customers discover inventory sold directly from the brands they love and feel confident they will be blown away by the quality. So the certified refurbished tag was something that you were able to historically place on an item that you were selling, and now you must be an approved vendor, a pre-approved person, to be able to even select that condition on an item that you are selling. Even if you know for a fact, let's say I bought a Kenmore Elite washer from the certified refurbished on eBay, and then a week later I decide I don't like it and I want to relist it, and I know it's certified refurbished, and maybe I didn't even use the thing, it arrived and I didn't like the color. Tough. You're not going to be able to select certified refurbished in the future unless you've been pre-approved for it. Now that does mean that you can select seller refurbished, but we all know each one of those allocates, starting from new all the way down to parts not working, has a different price tier associated with it. Now, some of this kind of reminds me of Amazon. We've seen Amazon doing this thing where, they're chasing after these first party deals with these brands and trying to, secure great items for consumers, but it also means that eBay is kind of stepping away from its roots that it's had historically of just kind of only being a normal used marketplace, garage sale, online yard sale, whatever the heck you want to call it. So it's interesting. It says only brands that meet eBay's certified refurbished criteria can qualify for the program, which requires an item to be in pristine, like new condition that has been professionally inspected, cleaned, and refurbished by the manufacturer or manufacturer approved vendor to meet the specifications. In addition, the item must be in new packaging with original or new accessories. Now, I do like the idea of high quality products coming to the marketplace, because that means that potentially there could be more consumers coming to the marketplace as well. And I do like the idea that we are, saving items from going to landfills and, like I said, attracting new people. It's nice. And they've gone ahead and sweetened the deal a little bit, a lot more than I'd actually expected. And you know, when eBay talks about having that retail standard, and they say, you know, we want all sellers to include 50 item specifics, and we want all sellers to include, you know, free same-day returns or whatever the heck options that they want, for, you know, one-day shipping, free 30-day no hassle returns. They want all these premium things. It's nice to see that they're holding these brands to an even higher standard than the standard that they're holding us to. They're holding these brands to a standard which, frankly, we cannot meet. One of the first things is that when you buy one of these items, you get a 2-year warranty. It says it covers more than just the tech products. It includes protection against breakdown and malfunctions, access to item repairs, and 24/7 customer support with Allstate. The 2-year warranty is double the term of the closest competitor, which is bonkers. That means if you go online and you buy a Dyson refurbished vacuum or a Razer brand laptop, and you get this great deal and it's certified refurbished, it's been clean, polished, bells and whistles, good to go, they're going to warranty it for 2 years. Okay, that's ridiculous. I can't compete with that. I don't think anyone can really compete with that. And I think it might actually give eBay a little bit of a footing when it comes to attracting new clients to the marketplace, especially those who maybe have had historic issues with fraud or not receiving items as they expected them to come. This will help. On top of that, they're offering a hassle-free 30-day return. For whatever reason, item is in their original condition, may be returned to eBay within 30 days. No hassles. If you just want to return it, go ahead and return it, which is impressive because I'm not going to offer that. And then it says trusted quality. All items include manuals, accessories, professionally sanitized, arrive in manufacturer-sealed packages, and are inspected and approved by the manufacturer to operate like new. And eBay's money-back guarantee, shoppers are protected if the item they order does not arrive, is faulty or damaged, or does not match the listing. And I'll tell you right now, we're going to see a large amount of fraud with that. We're going to see a lot of situations where people are going to be fishing for refunds and knowing that eBay will probably come out of pocket pretty much anything under the $100 price point. But a lot of the items that I've seen seem to be of that premium tier. But I can almost assure you that the brands are using eBay as an intermediary to act as a customer service liaison for them, opposed to having to do their own customer service. It's really going to be interesting to see how this plays out. They also have a dedicated landing page where you're able to look at all these items as well. I thought that it's an interesting program. I'd like to know your thoughts on it, if you think it's going to be something good for the marketplace, or if you just think that they're trying to give us the squeeze again. I do like the separate but equal aspect of the fact that, you know, some of the things that they're expecting, they're not going to be imposing on us as well. So, guys, this week I have so many flippin' items. Like, we're going to be here for an absurd amount of time if we go through all of them. So some of these I'm going to power through. I'm going to kind of talk to you a little bit about it. So last weekend, was it last weekend? It's probably last weekend. I've got last weekend's yard sailings, this weekend's yard sailing, out-of-town thrifting, in-town thrifting, and a swap meet as well. So this was one of the items I got last weekend. This is actually a set of pipes. It actually has the days of the week there. And then the brand name Longchamp at the top. And I was not familiar with these Longchamp pipes. Now, this set, if it was complete and in good condition, working order, anywhere in the range of about $125 all the way up to $200 for this collection. Now, the thing is, this is not a complete set. We have one pipe that's only a half pipe, and then we have, I believe, 3 different Longchamp ones. And these are leather wrapped Longchamp pipes in great condition. Each one of these is going to be worth about $25. And then I did a little bit of research in advance. This one's actually stamped Polo at the bottom. And this has a history on Therapy. It's about a $60 pipe. Then I also got this one, which I believe has a Bakelite end on it. I'm going to have to do a little bit more research on a couple of these, but overall, real easy money. We're probably looking at about still $150, maybe $200, even though there is some damage going on with it. Total amount spent is more than I wanted to spend. It was $18. Originally wanted $20, countered at $15. Didn't really want to budge, but you know what? I picked up a couple other items from him where I'll make those few bucks back, so it didn't bother me too much. 18 in, expecting 150 to 200 out. So I was talking with somebody new, and I think he's even watching right now, about being a reseller and being a collector and a hobbyist and this, that, and the other. And I said, you know, if you want to be really successful as a reseller or as an investor, a speculator even as well, having a firm understanding of e-commerce and how e-commerce works, fees on the back end, fees on the front end, shipping cost, customer service, all of those things, one of the best things you can do is you can start stripping down some of your personal collection, but also start going to yard sales. Okay, yard sales, swap meets, trade shows, whatever it might be. There's so much free money out there. I picked up this NFL Leathers accessories, and this is I believe it's a woman's clutch, woman's purse, and it has the Chargers emblem. I don't quote me on that. I'm not a sports ball fan. San Diego Chargers checkbook. Okay, picked this up for I think $1, maybe $2 while I'm there. You know, sports are a little bit in the drink right now, but at that price, I couldn't really pass on it. Normally, I don't touch tackle boxes. They're dirty, they're dingy, they're busted, they're too much work. I don't like dealing with them, but this time I made an exception. I found this one absolutely gorgeous condition. This is a two-sided. This is a, what's it called? Mini Magnum Sidekick by Plano or Plano? I'm going to say Plano. This is actually the same brand as all of my shelves down inside of my warehouse. They make really good plastic pieces. And I asked the guy, I said, how is this so clean? He said, oh, I used it for nuts and bolts and other stuff around the house. And usually when you find these, they're disgusting. They're absolutely ravaged. The plastic's cracked in multiple spots. The tabs don't work. And sorry if that was really loud. But yeah, it works the whole way through and through. It has the original tray as well. Normally, they don't surface in this condition. I think in this condition, I could probably command anywhere between 40, I think 45 might be pushing it, maybe even 50, who knows. You guys know that at times I like to list things really aggressively, but you'll be hard-pressed to find one in this condition. This is a really, really nice example of this piece. I asked the guy how much he wanted for it. He said, give me $1. Even today, me and the girlfriend found ourselves in a situation. I went yard sailing yesterday, and I brought a ton of money with me, but we ended up buying a lot of stuff. I ended up buying a new coffee table, 2 end tables, a lamp for the house, which was $100 right there. It was a $350 furniture set and about a $40 lamp. I'm not complaining with what I paid for it. I love the fact that I got them. My living room looks like grown-ups live here now. It's amazing. But I spent too much yesterday, and then I forgot to put more cash in my wallet today, and I ended up at the swap meet, and I ran out of money after running into a video game vendor that had amazing games for cheap. Don't be me. And I ended up with $2 left in my wallet. And I was even telling the girlfriend, I'm like, we're going to try and get as much value as we can for $2. And even if you're new to reselling, you can really get away with murder if you know how to spend your dollars correctly. $5 in your pocket can turn into $200 worth of inventory. You just have to spend it correctly and be willing to put in a little bit of work. I'm looking for some stuff here. I picked up a bunch of cassettes. This is not the ones that I wanted to show you. These are ones that I'm going to be selling as used, but they're high quality cassettes. None of them are metal, but they're the kinds that enthusiasts and collectors are actually looking for. So I got about $15 here, but I'm going to come back around to the cassettes in a moment. And then I also got this beauty. This is a Casio Tone Bank piano. And I had this, or keyboard. They had this item out on the table, and it had batteries in it and everything. They're like, yeah, it works great. Try it out. I was able to try out every single button there. And I look over at the lady. I'm like, how much do you want? And mind you, it was just the keyboard out on the table. She's like, I want $3 for it. And I'm looking it up, and it's like a $40 piece, maybe $35. I'm not super excited because I know it's going to cost me $15 to ship it. And then she said, oh, yeah, and I have the box and manual for it, too. I'm like, really now? And then she comes over and gives me the other 2 pieces. Now we've got a $60 piece. I'm like, yeah, I'll give you $3 for it. Like I said, $3 in, $60 out. Great, great, great condition. I might even be able to push a little bit higher, especially with the holidays coming up. We were at another sale too, and I picked up a couple of beanies. I've done so well with beanies lately. If you ever see this YNR brand, this is Young and Reckless, and then across the front it even reads Reckless as well. I didn't even price it, but I gotta assume it's at least $15. If I'm lucky, I might get as much as $25, but again, I haven't priced it out. Brand new beanies with the tag from companies that I recognize, I'm always going to pick them up. This is Rob Dyrdek's brand too, and he's a really popular guy. So this is something that people are going to be looking for. And then on the topic of beanies, I found this, probably one of the neatest beanies I've ever come across. Look at this vintage Budweiser beanie. And this one was less than a quarter mile away from my house. I was able to pick this up. Beanies similar to this, same print, style, period at the end, have sold over the last year for about $30. Now, there isn't any available right now. Mine has the actual classic color scheme, the red, white, blue. I think I'm going to ask as much as $50. It's a very, very neat piece. I think I paid 50 cents for this one down the street. So yeah, it's very, very cool. Thank you, Vertical. I love finding neat items like this. So I want to talk a little bit more news. Have you guys noticed all the new buyers, or excuse me, not buyers, all the new sellers from Sri Lanka? I don't know if you guys know this, but people in India are not allowed to sell to people in America right now. There's some issues with payment processing and some other blocks that are in place. So there's been this huge uptick in Sri Lankan sellers, and it's basically them skirting around the rules. So if you are doing business online right now, be very careful if you're buying from Sri Lanka, because you're most likely buying from somebody who has paid for an eBay account and most likely paid for a PayPal account, which is a thing that does exist. You can buy those accounts, and you can even buy PayPal accounts that have money loaded into them already, or you can buy an eBay account that's a trusted account that's been around for years on end. And I've noticed this too. I've seen so many counterfeit sellers of sort of different trading cards, baseball, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, just full-on counterfeit booster boxes for a tenth of the cost of what they're actually worth, coming out of Singapore, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, India even. So just be careful when you see them. If you're doing real volume, look at somebody's actual sell-through. Don't just look at their feedback. Look at how many items they're selling per year and see if it's a sold account or not. Pick this up at a yard sale too. This is going to go into our little convention bin. This thing's so cute. This is something we're going to throw in the convention pile. We'll get $10 for a handmade craft piece like this at a convention. Not much to say on it. We got it for, I think, $1. I picked up a bunch of cassettes. I only have one in here as an example. This is an item. This is a sleeper item. I know we talk about it almost every week. I can't go to a full weekend worth of yard selling and not find somebody with a box of VHS tapes. And I'm going to tell you right now, VHS tapes with recordings on them are going to become a more hot commodity here over the next couple of years. There's people that are digging up archival stuff looking for old TV shows, and they're going to be worth more and more and more, even old commercials, anything that has that 70s, 80s aesthetic to it in programming. But these brand new ones, these are hot commodities as well. I'll get about $8 each for these. I got about 10 of them in the garage. Or 10 of them in my bin. Mr. Exquisite says sell loads of those. Yeah, these are great ones to find. And then while I was in, and these are brand new too, so you always want to make sure you're getting brand new sealed ones. You can find them at almost any yard sale, and people think that they are worthless, okay? They think that there's no value in them at all. Yeah, sometimes even movies too. There's some movies that never made it to DVD, okay, and never had even a standard VHS release. Some were like TV only, and some of those ones are ones you might want to go after too. And people love the commercials and the recorded TV shows. I'm telling you right now, that is a market you want to watch. I am going to actively start buying up as much of that stuff as I can find. While I was in that box, it always makes me happy to stumble across one of these. This is a universal VHS to Vhsc adapter, and allows you to put another cassette on the interior. I actually didn't open this one to inspect it, but these are easy money all day long. You can get paid on these. Yeah, this looks great. Looks mighty fine. Looks like it works. And basically you insert the other cassette in here, and then it allows you to play your VHS-C through your VCR onto a TV. Now, why is that important? Why do people actually want this? Most of them are going to people who are doing their own at-home conversions, or they're going to people who own photo facilities who are charging consumers exorbitant fees to do their conversions. This is the same reason why VHS to DVD players are selling for so much right now as well. But this is an integral part to anyone who's looking to do this as a business or do it themselves. Paid less than $1 for this. I believe this one used is probably $30. We can find out real quick. Did you buy something from my dad? Today, No, I don't think I did. I saw a couple of interesting pieces, but I did not get anything from him today. I'll be honest with you, if I had more money when I was there, I probably would have looked a little bit harder, but I was down to $2 at that point. And I'll show you the items that I did buy from the swap meet today. So yeah, here's the rank. It's rank 185. Okay, look at the price right now. This is the exact same item. Look at that price. So it has a list price of $94.77 and the gross proceeds. So Jeremy, we were talking about this earlier, the amount of money that you make after everything is said and done. After I pay them to sell it, after I pay the seller fees, the list fees, whatever else I'm into it for, I'm going to make $76.08 after it's all said and done with $1 in. And yeah, that's why I love this industry. There's so much money out there, guys. Just go get it. And you can ask my girlfriend. I work hard, but when I'm out there sourcing, I'm not working hard. I'm smiles the whole time. My effort, I spend more effort and energy communicating with people, interacting with them, being nice, making sure they're having a great day, genuinely feeling it, than I do actually in the effort of sourcing and looking for items. I spend more energy carrying stuff at the swap meet today than I did actually working on trying to find things. I got this kit. I don't know if I looked this one up, but this is a Windex outdoor all-in-one glass cleaning tool kit. And this is sealed on the top, sealed on the bottom. I've known some certain retired cleaning supplies can do really well. There's a Mr. Car one for cleaning your car that does well. I kind of felt that same vibe about this one. I also got a refill pack for it. I paid $1 for the pair. I don't know if it has a scan-in price. I'll check really quick. But sometimes when you're at some of these yard sales, people are like, just build a pile, take as much stuff as you can. I'll give you a great price. And I'm not gonna challenge some people when they want to just kind of shovel stuff out the door. That's actually not bad. $23.99 in. It looks like it's going to be about a $14 profit. And when it comes down to it, I know what you're thinking. Oh, you're gonna have to pay to ship it. Those of you who are new to the show, I thank you for being here. It's all going to get thrown in one box. I send the whole box to Amazon. Amazon takes care of the rest for me. So my profit on that will be $14. The refill will probably be a couple of bucks more. But again, $1 in. So let's talk a little bit more news. I want to bang out all this news today. Oh yeah, I asked everyone before the show started how your sales are doing. I wanted to talk about this as well. My sales have been bonkers lately, and I'm not trying to say that to brag or anything. I'm kind of trying to get a feel for where everyone else is at, because I've talked to a couple of people who said their sales have been down, but I have noticed this ridiculous uptick in sales. Now, those of you who are not on unemployment right now or following unemployment news, they've been handing out cash again. So when we first had this big surge of people getting unemployment money, we also at the same time had people getting COVID money, that $1,200. And we saw this big surge of online sales. And I said, hey, if you're a vendor of quality goods, make sure they're online and have your nets out so you can catch all these dollars that are flying around. The same thing's happening again. They've been giving out regular $300 payments to people who are on unemployment. God knows they're not saving it and they're squandering it on collectible goods. If you have collectibles, get them listed. Now is the time to do it. Okay. But yeah, my sales have been bonkers lately, and I'm really curious, how have your sales been? I'm averaging anywhere between 7 to 10 items a day across most of my platforms. Shazad Hassan, long time no see. Happy to have you back, buddy. My sales up massive, doing 200K across eBay and Amazon. That doesn't surprise me for you. We still got to get on the horn together one of these days, but I know you've been doing good. And the same thing too, you got Prime Day. I'm curious how your Prime Day went for you, because I know Prime Day was pretty big for a lot of people. They said that they had a promotion going on, the spend 10, get 10, and it really motivated sales. They said Prime Day sales were at $3.5 billion, which is an increase of 60% from last year. And last year was already a huge year for them. So yeah, $3.5 billion in sales, which is insane. I wouldn't be surprised if that was close to what eBay did in maybe a whole quarter. I don't know. I'd have to look at the numbers. It might even be as much as a year. I don't know how much eBay moves, but that's a lot of money to be moving right there. And those of you who didn't know, Prime Day got pushed all the way back to the fall because of the whole pandemic. They weren't able to ensure their supply lines during that period of time. Let's take a look at a few more items. Got this hat. No, I'm not going to wear it. My hair looks amazing today. So, Goofy hat. I picked this up. I paid $2 for it, and I watched the kid that it belonged to walk up as his mother sold it to me. I was a little bit upset about it, but I think he was a teen. I didn't feel bad. I just kept walking to the car and threw it in there. This goofy hat sells regularly between $25 and $30. I paid $2 for it. Not much more to say on that one. Disney stuff is pretty hot right now. I've been moving a lot of Disney inventory. The girlfriend found this item, actually. We're going to kind of experiment with some 80s clothing. I wish it was the same track material. I don't know if you can see this like polyester-ish material the whole way through, but it's actually a little, what do they call this? Block work? Block patterns? Patchwork? Block patch? I don't know what it's called. Huh? Color block. Color block, sweatshirt, zip up, pullover here. We're into it for 50 cents, maybe $1, and I think the goal is to get maybe 25 or 30 bucks on the back end. Nothing crazy, but no reason to leave money there on the rack, right? What else do we got? Here's the rest of the cassettes I was telling you all about. I've done the prep work for these. This is an Environment 2 Lightning Storm one. This has a list price on Amazon around $30, which was really surprising. So I showed up at that sale where a handful of these other items already came from, and they had a big old thing of cassettes in there. And I dug all the way down to the bottom, and I saw a couple of interesting ones, which I'm going to show you right now. And I said, hey, how much are you trying to get for the whole box? And they say, oh, I'm thinking about trying to get $20 for it. And I immediately hit them with the, there's a lot of things you can do. The tones, what do they call it? Metaverbal, all the things that you do without actually saying anything, your body language, your eyes, you can purse your lips, whatever it might be. And they're like, well, maybe like $10, and they've already reduced their price in half. Now, going from 20 to 5 is a very difficult thing. Okay, but going from 10 to 5 isn't that hard. I did the same thing with the couches that I bought. And even before I bought them, I explained to the girlfriend, I'm like, they're going to want this amount. This is the price I'm going to need to be at. They're going to have, I think I said I wanted to pay $80. And I'm like, they're going to want 120. I'm going to have to let them get to 100 on their own. And then from 100, I'm going to have to go ahead and ask them to get down to 80. And we walked right through the door. Did it not happen exactly like that? It happened exactly like that. Okay, I ended up paying $80 for the couches. Great, or $80 for the tables, great price. So when they said they wanted $10 for it, I said, I'm going to be honest with you. I really wanted to give you $5 on it. There's a lot of stuff here that I'm not going to be able to do anything with. There's a couple of little pieces I can make a few bucks on. And they're like, okay, go ahead and take it for $5. So we got $30 on this one. And then I also got the VHSs from them. We got a couple of sealed Maxell cassettes. These are easy money. I think these profit, I want to say $6 each. Here, let me double check for you. Those of you who are wondering, I'm using the Amazon Seller app. Let me see. A profit of $4.94 each. And now normally it's not anything to write home about, but if you got 3, 4, 5 of them, sometimes I'll wait till I get like a dozen of them. You send them all in at one time. You're making some decent money. This is one of the ones that caught my eye. It was actually a Back to the Future cassette. And I looked this bad boy up, and this one has a list price, $15. I've done some of the pre-work on it. I also found Empire Strikes Back soundtrack, has a list price of $14.90. Karate Kid soundtrack on cassette has a list price of $24.99. And then Jean-Michel Jarre, it's a 2-in-1. This has a list price of $24.99. And then another one, Oxygen. This is the French imported copy. The last one of this sold for $20, so I'm going to be listing it at $19.99. So that little $5 box nets about, I don't know, between all of these, probably about $150 to $175 for $5 in. So don't write off cassettes. If you can get a giant box of them for filthy cheap, throw a movie on, sit down, and price them all out. Now, obviously, don't do like... what's that no talent guy's name? There's some mentor guy, and he says, just go to the thrift store and buy every single mug on the shelf and bring them home and then figure it out. No, that's a horrible thing to do. It's a foolish idea. If you're going to pay $2 a mug, get home and try and figure out what's worth what. I got close to 200 cassettes for $5. I'm into them for 2.5 cents each. I can throw away 2.5 cents over and over and over again, especially when I find one at the bottom that's worth 15 bucks. Why not buy the entire box and just figure it out later for yourself? Little things you gotta do. I'll catch you later. Have an early start. Good to see you're doing well. Thank you, Shazad and Vertical AD. Take care, both of you. I hope you guys have fantastic sales this week. Picked up this. I love it when they're in their dry cleaning bags. I might even list it in the dry cleaning bags too. This is a J. Crew Outfitters long sleeve knit sweater. This was another item that we picked up with the sweatshirt piece, the block pattern one, color block one. I think we're into this one for less than $1 as well. Hoping to get about 30, maybe 40 bucks out on the back end. Really, really nice piece. Really, really good condition. So I'll let you guys see a little close up on it. Interesting toy. These are some replacement wheels and assemblies for some slot cars. These sell all day long, every day. I think it's $16.50, $17 is what these sell for. Easy money, 50 cents in on that one. Couple of video games. Got a copy of Contra, original Contra for the NES. I paid up for this one, but I built rapport with the person that I was working with. I paid $10 for this one, which they really appreciated me stepping up to the plate to pay 10 on it. Has a sale price of about 35. And then I also got this copy of SSX Tricky for the PlayStation 2. This has a sale price with a complete one, complete with manual. You probably get about 20 bucks for it, give or take. I'm into this one for less than $1 as well. Oddball item, click and go insulated cup holder. None of these available on Amazon right now. Couldn't find one on eBay. I think the ask price for this is going to be right around $30. Again, about $1 paid on it. Beautiful girlfriend found this one too. Diskwasher D4 system. This is for cleaning your records, I believe. Yeah, cleaning your records. Has the original manual in there, has the original tool, has the solution and a brush in there as well. And then while we were there, we also located an additional bottle. Now this additional bottle is worth about $15. This dishwasher set up on its own is worth about another $25. Again, less than, I think, $1.50, maybe $2 spent on this one as well. Most of the cost with the business that I'm going to be doing with all of these items is going to be tied up in the actual time it takes to list all these things. Don't get me wrong, I wish that we had a higher ASP, but I can't walk away from $30 bills. Got this one too. Homeschooling is hot right now. This is Super Seat Work. It's about a $20 book right now on Amazon. That's where this is going to ship into. If you see homeschooling supplies, take a moment and look through them. There's still people who are going to be doing that even after the pandemic ends. There's still some people that aren't going to be ready to send their kids back. This is a good piece of good supply to have on hand. What else did I want to talk to you guys about today? Did you guys hear about the promoted listing credit? Those of you who are top rated sellers may have known that you get this top rated or one of the tiers, you get a $30 per quarter credit towards promoted listing. And they don't really advertise it too much, but they're actually getting rid of it this year by the end of Q4. So if you're one of those people that's been utilizing promoted listings simply because you're getting it for free and you haven't been coming out of pocket for anything, then it might be time to go ahead and dial back if you don't want to continue to pay for that service when items actually sell through. Just wanted to make sure you guys knew that and we got that out there. Really nice puzzle. Picked this up at this Christian yard sale. This is a Puzz 3D. It's the Victorian house. This is one of the earlier Puzz 3D designs. This is one of the advanced designs. This puzzle sells on Amazon for roughly $65 in used collectible condition. Everything on the interior leads me to believe that it is complete. Again, about $1 paid on this. I know it sounds crazy, some of the deals that I'm getting out here on the West Coast, but if you're not going out and actually yard selling, you probably have no clue just how cheap some stuff is. I've talked to people who don't do yard selling, And they're like, well, I can't get those types of prices at my thrift stores. And it's because thrift stores are expensive as all life, because they're not selling to resellers, they're selling to end consumers. And people at yard sales are just selling for the sake of selling. They're not seasoned sellers. Most times they don't even know what they have or what it's worth. They're happy to just get their item out the door. They're not concerned about top dollar. But I gotta stress, go do yard selling. That's where you're gonna make the most money. Picked this bad boy up. Really thrilled about this. I don't see this game often, and I've got some incredible games that I'm going to be showing off here in a little bit. Like I said, a ton of items. I'm probably going to be adding, I don't know, somewhere to 3 to 4K worth of inventory to my store. This is a copy of Knockout. I believe it's a Milton Bradley game, and this is what it looks like. You have this wall. This was a huge game in the, 1992 era? 93? When did this come out? 1991, Milton Bradley. So basically you build a wall, you and your opponent take turns chiseling pieces out of that wall, and the one to knock it down is the one who loses. And I actually did some restoration work on this. I did a lot of my prep during the week rather than waiting until I showed everything. 2 of the pieces had to be glued back together. The gun had to have the corrosion stripped off of it, and then it was able to take batteries. Everything works fine, 100% complete. I can probably ask $40, maybe $45 for this. 50 cents was paid on this. That's all the guy wanted. So thrilled to have that piece. It is a little heavy, would prefer to ship it to Amazon. Might even take a little bit less and send it into Amazon. Here's something we don't often get. We have a vintage General Electric clock. This is really the proof in the pudding that there's money in everything. This clock right here is worth, in this condition, it has been cleaned and restored by me. I'm probably going to be able to get about 30, maybe 35 bucks for it in this condition. Fully tested, fully working. I didn't clean the back up much, but the face was, boy, was it filthy. But got this bad boy up and ready for sale. Less than $1 paid again. Now, those of you who follow our Facebook page, I'll go ahead and put a link in the comments right now. You've seen this item. This came from the same exact place, and this item was restored earlier in the week. And this is a Union Pacific Railroad spittoon. It's a very large piece, and I actually took close to, I don't know, an hour or so restoring this item up, and it was filthy. Go online, you can go to the Facebook group, and you can see the pictures of the before and after on this. It looks magnificent now. Originally, I paid $1 for this piece, and I'm hoping to get anywhere from $100 to $150 just based on the condition. I'm going to give it one last polish before I actually list it, take the photos and list it online. But don't be afraid to put in a little bit of elbow work, especially if you're just sitting around watching TV, because you can really polish some money into some great items. Odd game. It's about problem solving. I think it's a Christian-based game. No comps, nothing on Terapeak. Brand new condition on the inside. Going to aim to get $40 for it. If you've ever seen it, let me know. Random little puzzle worth $15 on Amazon. That's where that's going. Girlfriend found this. I don't know if we got the information on it just yet. There's a brand on the back. I can't read it though, but this is some type of clutch, purse, handbag with the Beetlejuice references across the front. I think we found some information, but we haven't pinned it down yet. We paid $2 for this. I think we're expecting anywhere between 15 to 25 on the back end, but again, it's going to require some additional research before we're able to pin the price down. So I said we were going to talk about Etsy today. Now Etsy has made some adjustments here over the last week, and some people aren't happy about it. Now remember, eBay's trying to clone Amazon, and now it seems like Etsy's trying to clone eBay, and they made some adjustments to what their actual page looks like, their landing page for their listings. And now at the bottom of the pages, you have the classic carousels, images down at the bottom of the page that direct people to other items that are for sale and not necessarily by you. And a lot of the people who were talking about this had some valid points regarding store loyalty or being able to keep people within your store or within your presence. Because what is the point in spending an advertising budget to direct people to your items or advertise on social media to get people to your store, is if the moment that they get there, they're encouraged to go visit some other person's item. And I understand it's technically for the greater good because other people's items are going to direct them across to you. But the thing is, when you're paying for your own advertising and you're paying for your own listing, that's kind of where the rub comes in. Because if you think about it, if we have our listings on eBay and we pay to have our listings there, and then somebody comes in off of one of our listings that we've linked someplace and then buys somebody else's item after coming to the site, shouldn't we get paid for that? Okay, because we've done the promotion and we're paying for the listing that they are running ads against. They're advertising items for other sellers, and they're advertising products and services that we don't necessarily want. Etsy's kind of migrating that same way. A lot of people don't like it. The listings have changed their styles twice over the last week from what I've heard, but it looks like it's just step one in the the adoption of increased advertising and pushing and motivating sellers to kind of scooch around the site. I don't know. Does anyone here sell on Etsy? I don't. I don't have an interest in making another selling platform. Got another one of these hats. These little, this is actually mesh right here at the top. These little breathable Australian hats. This is a Henschel hat. Again, just like the last one, about $20, $25 on this bad boy. Got a couple of interesting oversized items. I generally don't like working in oversized, but these ones kind of caught my eye and they were cheap. If it looks like this is 3D, it's because it is. This is a topographical map of, where are we at? Sequoia Kings Canyon National Park area. This has been fully restored already by me to the level to which I wish to restore it. I took a dry paintbrush and pulled all the dust out from the front, and then I washed the entire piece as well because it had aged pretty badly inside of a garage. There is a fracture here on the side and some folding here on the bottom corner, but otherwise the bulk of the piece is in fantastic condition. None of this is smashed in, which is generally what you see of these topographicals. This is made of a lightweight plastic, probably was done through heat molding, where they do the vacuum forming. I think that's how this one was made. I don't know what this is going to sell for. If I had to be a gambling man, I would say between 60 and 100 plus shipping to the buyer, which I do plan to charge because it's going to be really difficult to flat rate something like this from East Coast to West Coast. I don't think it's going to work out that way. So there will be a shipping charge on top of there. If anyone has any information and you think it might be worth more than that, by all means, let me know. I paid $1 for this. Again, this came from 1 mile around the corner. And on the topic of oversized, I also got this. Any of you cat lovers out there, you may want this bad boy. This is framed and mounted. This is called Pets Rock. It's actually glass faced on a vinyl canvas, and they have a bunch of different characters, a bunch of different themes. Yeah, I paid $1 for this again. I don't know what this guy's deal was. He's like, just give me $1. I'm like, okay. Cool piece. I haven't seen many of these with the original frames. You can see a couple of examples on Pinterest. You can see a couple of examples on Etsy. There's none available for sale. None have sold over the last year on Terapeak. I'm probably going to ask $100 for this. I'm willing to take pretty much anything as long as I turn a $20 or $30 profit after shipping is done. I don't know. I hate oversized items, but it was too nice to pass up. This has been restored as well. This did come in looking absolutely knackered. It probably took about 15 minutes to get it into saleable condition. Invest the time, guys. I was talking with one of my buddies. I want to call him out by name. His name is Joe, and he does not take the time to restore items. And I tell him, not only is it your duty as a reseller to do it, but you could literally be paying yourself $20 to $40 an hour, sometimes up to $100 an hour, if you just sit there and restore your items and make them look beautiful again. Those Pets Rocks items do well. I just sold a puzzle for $50. That was Pets Rocks puzzle. Wow. I had no clue. They're still selling these prints online, but finding these ones mounted, it's a little tricky. Maybe I'll start an auction at $100 and see if it gets the bite. But those of you who are running auctions know that you're basically saying, I'm going to go ahead and list this as a buy it now in 7 days. That's basically what auctions are like on eBay nowadays. Let me see if we got any more news that we got to cover today. I kind of want to get that done. A lot of people were upset about shipping labels this week. I don't know if you noticed, there were some issues with them not being appropriately like selecting the default options. People would select that they wanted their items shipped first class, yet eBay would default to priority mail. And I guess a lot of people were accidentally buying the wrong labels. And the same thing, they were having issues with UPS and FedEx doing the same thing. Just be careful. We're grown adults here. Select the option that you want for shipping. It shouldn't be a big hubbub, but man, there was a lot of people upset in the community forums this week about that. On top of that, if you aren't using FedEx or UPS yet, you should seriously look into it. FedEx has probably saved me about $100 this month alone on items that weigh more than a pound because USPS rates are particularly bonkers right now with the temporary postal rate increase for the holidays. And we did also get news that come January 24th, they're also going to be implementing a permanent rate increase. Now, the real interesting thing is that USPS is not allowed to increase their rates faster than the rate of inflation. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they consider to be the rate of inflation and where they're going to land our packages at. But I'll tell you, every time postal rates go up, it kills off entire categories of items that are no longer worth the cost to ship. But if you haven't yet, look into FedEx, look into UPS. On top of that, those of you who do not have a label printer, they have a new option now that's available for USPS where you can have them scan a QR code and print it for you at the post office if you don't have a label printer or even a paper printer. And they're talking about expanding that out to FedEx and UPS moving forward. On the topic of UPS, Stamps.com also has introduced new reduced UPS rates, but I don't think they're as competitive as what you can get on eBay right now, and certainly not as competitive as what you can get for inbound Amazon FBA right now. What do we got in here? I got a whole bag of cosmetics. I usually don't mess with stuff like this, but we got some frozen margarita foot cream. We got some manicure spa, other creams. These are new and sealed. I got the whole bag of these for roughly $2. I expect to get anywhere between $60 to $80 out on the back end. There's a good healthy amount of them in here. Again, going to run it as an auction for 7 days before turning it into a buy it now when nobody sees the listing. Yeah, if you see good cosmetics for cheap and they're all sealed and new. Here's an interesting one. This is a bolo from years ago. I've seen people talk about these. I've never come across one ever. I don't know if this is I think this is a rooster. Yeah, we'll call this a rooster. The brand is Fine Toy. This rooster in fair condition sells for about $30. In good condition, you can get about $50. And this one, I'm going to go ahead and say is fine. This is one of the best examples I've ever seen of this. I don't know if it has a hang tab, but the fur is the faux fur is incredibly soft on it. And I've said before, when you have a premium piece that the condition is greatly exceeds everything else in the market, don't be afraid to ask a premium price on your item. I may list this for as much as $100. As bonkers as that sounds, I think there's somebody out there who is going to pay that for this piece. The craftsmanship is amazing, and like I said, the condition of the piece is absolutely fantastic for the era. I think this came out in the 70s. Let me see. Yeah, it doesn't even have a year on it, but fantastic piece. Keep your eyes open for these ones as well. Girlfriend found this one yesterday. We got a Legend of Zelda backpack. This is Link's Hylian Shield. It has two compartments. It has one back compartment. It has one center compartment. And then on top here, it has a zip that opens up, and it actually has his cap. And you can wear the cap over your head while wearing the backpack. It took a little bit of research to find this. I actually had to ask Daniel and a game store owner for some help. This is a Hot Topic branded piece. None are available on Amazon. None are available on eBay. There's no Terapeak information over the last year. I'm most likely going to list it for $50. But great piece. I would say if you do nothing else, get a little bit familiar, recognize the Triforce when you see it. Zelda items can do very, very well for you. Got to move some bins around. Too many sales. Got a Dodgers team ornament as well. This was a little throw-in. Probably going to put it out at the next yard sale. Girlfriend found this too. She had a banger of a week this week. This is an Igloo brand compartment lunch pail. It has locking tabs on the top. And in the inside, we have the original thermos and multiple compartments. There is an ugly one available for sale. It's basically primary colors. Does not look great. Somebody's asking roughly $45 on it. I think that the price point that we can expect to get on this piece is probably $50. If I really wanted to be aggressive, I could try and run it up to $70, but I'm not looking for that 1 in a million buyer. I'm looking for the first person who wants to give me $50. The piece is a little bit heavy. I expect it to cost probably a dozen bucks to be able to ship out, and this one was purchased for $2. But great piece, very interesting, very unique piece. Got a couple of books, really excited about them. This one's for me, Power Failure, The Rise and Fall of Enron. I talked to somebody about reading the other day, and they kind of shined me on. I'm going to tell you, I'm working my way through that Beanie Baby book, and I know I should have finished it by now, but man, am I learning a whole heck of a lot. I think it's important to understand the failures of historical speculative markets before you do any level of investing. Like, you should understand the history of Franklin Mint. You should understand the history of Norman Rockwell plates. You should understand the history of Beanie Babies before you sit here and you say, like, Pokemon cards are going to be like what you retire on. There's a lot that everyone should know about speculating and market manipulating and stuff like that. We're going to talk about Pokemon later. Girlfriend found a Shel Silverstein book as well, so those are keepers for us. Found these retired Pokemon Christmas ornaments. The lady wanted $5, and I kindly pointed out, I'm like, well, you only paid $1 for it. And she's like, what? I'm like, you only paid $1 for it. Look at it. Clearance price. You only paid $1. She's like, oh, just give me $1 then. I'm like, I'll happily give you $1. Haven't looked them up. Can't see them being less than $15. I remember that these were a hot commodity the year that they came out after they did sell out, but I'll look them up again, and I'll let you know. Once it sells, you'll be able to see it on the page. Got a couple of strategy guides as well. And like I said, all of these items were sourced over the last 2 weeks. Very, very little spent. We got a Pokemon Diamond Pearl strategy guide. I can't remember. I have no clue what this is worth. I didn't even look it up because it's a no-brainer. They wanted 50 cents each for their books, so I said I'd go ahead and take it. It's not even available right now on Amazon, which doesn't surprise me. Yeah, we'll find out what it is. It's the official guide of Nintendo Power. Pokemon Diamond Pearl strategy guide, Nintendo. Do you guys use voice search when you're at yard sales? My girlfriend, she called me out on it. She's like, yeah, I'm not as brazen as you are about doing that. I'm like, I got no problem being brazen about it. No qualms at all. Looks like we got a poor condition one around tenner. And then the next one up is about $13.50. That's surprisingly light. A little bit shocked, but that's okay. It ships media mail, so it's cheaper. And then also got a Viva Pinata strategy guide. Those of you who do not know, Viva Pinata is an incredibly complex game with like skill trees and evolutions and all kinds of different like terraforming things. It's very, very complex. These strategy guides do well. Viva Pinata sells for anywhere between $20 to $30, depending on the condition. We buy these up every time we see them now. Hello Kitty backpacks. They do really well on Mercari. They're guaranteed $15 every time you sell one. We got 2 different Disney dresses. We weren't necessarily looking for costumes. When I'm going through a rack and I see something like this, they're very pretty. Let me show you. Like that. There we go. It's a good looking, cute dress. We got that one. And we got this one. Both Disney, both official, $1 each on them. Hoping to get, I don't know, at least $15, $20 each out on the back end. Got this Mickey hat or mini hat with it as well. It's going to need a little bit of cleanup. And while at that sale, we also picked up some brand new Tommy Hilfiger size 10 women's shorts with the original retail tag on them. And we picked up a brand new, or not brand new, as new, good condition, Tommy Hilfiger large, I don't know what you would call this. It's like a long sleeve shirt, but it feels like a thin sweater material. No clue. But we got all of these garments for $1 each. And then also got this one. I believe this is Champion brand, maybe. I'd have to look at it again. Yeah, Champion Duo Dry long sleeve. I might even keep that one myself. If anyone recognizes these figures, let me know. When I'm out and about, I will buy assorted figures when I come across them, especially if they are cheap. I paid $1 for all of these. So here, I don't know if you recognize any of them, but if you do, let me know. I'd love to get them sold, and I have no clue what they're for, but you can't beat the price. Most times I'll tell people when you're out there, stay away from golf games. But there's a couple of golf games that do really well. This is one you want to keep your eyes open for. Tiger Woods PGA Tour 13. I think it has, no, that's not Rory. I don't know who that is on the front, but it also includes the Masters game as well. This is anywhere between $20 to $28, just kind of fluctuates based on who has them available. Also, some of the older wrestling games are doing really well. There's this issue with FIFA and EA Sports to where they're continually churning out garbage for their newer games, and people do not like them. And they're going back to the older ones, and they'll happily pay $30 for a used game that's better than the brand new one that came out at $60 and now is only $10 because nobody actually wants to play it. So this is a great one. Keep your eyes peeled for this one as well. The dolls remind me of Sailor Moon. I can 100%, to the best of my knowledge, say that they are not Sailor Moon, but they certainly have an anime flair to them. I think they're Cube Hosket figures, the brand, but I don't know what characters they're going to fall under. Let's see if we can get that to focus. Just wants to focus on my hand. But yeah, if you got any more ideas, by all means, I'm open to hear them. And Amber Butterfield, welcome to the channel. Happy to have you. Picked this up only because I was at an estate sale and they're like, yeah, go ahead and fill a bag. It's an Anastasia train. It's worth 15 bucks. I might go higher during the holidays as people want basic train sets. I might try a play on Mercari because I don't see many people cross-posting an item like that. If you thought I was close to done, you were surely wrong. Can't tell you how exciting it is to come across an item that you secretly discovered was worth a lot of money, and then to find a second one while you're out in the field again. This is a Sideshow Bob wig. I sold my last one, I believe, for like $40 to $50. I know Halloween is coming and going, but I actually sold it in the off season. But this is a great wig. I picked it up for, I think, $1. I think it was half price. It's $3.99. I paid $2 for this wig, so I'm really pleased about that buy. It kind of jumped out at me. I was outsourcing. I went on a vacation recently. I was really, really pumped about it too, because I've kind of been going to the same casino every time I go on vacations because they pay for my hotel room, and I'll go there for 2 nights, and it's normally like $200 a night to stay there. And I was telling my girlfriend, I'm like, I'd really like to go someplace new where we can do some new sourcing and we can maybe go to the coast and do all that fun stuff. So we ended up getting a room over at the Chumash Casino down here in Southern California. I don't know if any of you have been there before. Really, really nice place. Really loose slots. I'll say that right now. Normally, I'll go to the casino and it's feast or famine. Either I'm going to make great money or I'm going to lose it, and there's really no play. There's really no ups or downs. But we had 3 days worth of ups and downs, and we had an absolute blast. And the rooms were only $110 a night. And we went there with the whole goal of, one, we want to win some money and at least enough money to cover the hotel room, which we did do. We ended up spending, I think, $225 on the room, ended up walking out the casino door with $275. And we wanted to obviously have some great downtime. We went and viewed a waterfall and we spent several hours at the beach. We did some shopping, checked out a mall, checked out an amazing video game store. And then we also did some light sourcing. And I told her I wouldn't let the day get run away with sourcing, so we only went to 2 stores. But I loved what I saw at the 2 stores, and that town, which is Santa Maria, I believe it is, has somewhere in the area of about maybe 15 or 20 thrift stores in like a 3-mile, 4-mile stretch. And I'm thinking maybe next week I'm going to drive out there and just go for a single day trip because it's 2 hours away, stay there for 8 to 10 hours, source as much as I can, jump back in the car, and then come back home. I could literally get all of my sourcing done for the entire week in one day if I commit to going out there. But it's probably one of those places I could go to once a month and really clean up while I'm out there or turn into another vacation thing. We're hoping that I gambled enough, and those of you who do any type of slot play, like understand how they call it coin in. We did about $4,000 worth of coin in action while we were there across the 3 days. We're hoping that's enough to where they're going to comp our hotel stay, and then we can get the free hotel room and then start sourcing out there and kind of make it more of a regular thing. We'll see how it goes. But while I was out there, I also found this hat. Didn't even stop to look it up. Didn't even think about it for a second. This was only $2. Look at this hat. Look how cute this thing is. And I think it even has, oh my God, it has electronics. Don't tell me this thing lights up. There's a battery pack in here. Oh my God, it lights up. How cute is that? So didn't look it up. It's gotta be at least $20. If I was a gambling man, I'm gonna say it's probably closer to 40. If anyone wants to earn any brownie points tonight, maybe Jeremy, if you're still watching, maybe you try and find an accurate comp on this. It's one of the first things I tell people about becoming a great reseller is being able to pull accurate comps and determine what an item is worth. Takes some practice, but this was half price of $2. I paid $1 to get that hat. What else do we got? Picked up a couple of handbag type items. I normally don't mess with these. This says handbag of holding. On the interior, it has a tag that says Think Geek, which is a popular geek brand, geek chic type brand. And the actual pull is a tiny D20. You either know what it is or you don't. It's 20-sided die. But I paid $2, I believe, for this, and the sale price on it is going to be around $40. And then I also picked up this bag, and I don't know if it's DC or a similar brand, but it is in like new condition. It's a single shoulder sling. Really, really great piece. Paid $1 or $2 for this one as well. Easy to sell those. While I was out of town, I'm going to show you the rest of the out of town items. I got this. I believe you guys call it a tapestry. Nice little Thomas Kincaid tapestry. Paid $2 for that. Has a sale price, probably going to be around $30 to $40 again. Just felt like too good of a piece to leave behind. I picked this up for my next convention. Those of you who do conventions, especially anime conventions, if you find flat sheets, video game themed flat sheets, Disney themed flat sheets, they are great for covering tables. Okay, so that's why I picked this up. I paid $1 for it. Found the Xmas tree hat at $25 or $80 for 2. So $25, that's not bad at all. Now, remember, when it comes to finding comps, you want to make sure that it's the same exact condition. So that one can't be one that's brand new. And that one also needs to function. And it also needs to be in the similar condition as well. And if it's $25 and has a shipping charge on top, let's say it's $25 plus $15 shipping, we would call it a $40 item. Because what somebody else costs for shipping and your cost for shipping could be wildly different. So we want to know the item's total value. So, a few things to keep in mind. Found these really neat scrubs. Animal print scrubs can do well. We actually talked about a bolo within the group earlier. This one is from Peach's brand. expecting to get $20 bill for that one as well. Do some research for Tales of Zestria for those anime figures. They look like some of the characters. Thank you for that, Darren. I will definitely look that up after the show and see if we're on the right track. I appreciate you doing that for me too. $8 shipping, so 25 and 8 puts us at 33, so a $33 hat. I'll take that for $1. Marilyn Wilson, it is unacceptable that you are late, but we are happy to have you. Let's see what else we got. I can't say enough good stuff about this bolo. So when I'm out at these estate sales, I am going through cupboards, I am going through shelves, I am looking on your walls. You know, so many people will only look at the tables and the things on the tables. They'll only look in the tops of the boxes. These I found in 2 different places in the house. These are saran wrap covers. Quick covers. They discontinued this item a while ago. Now, I haven't looked up the price recently. Don't hang me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that these things are still damn expensive. I know that there's the counterfeit knockoffs, the cheap Chinese ones that they put out, but this is a Johnson product. Okay. Last time I sold one of these, a 10-pack of the large ones new, I got over $30. I think it was $35 is what I sold them for. And then I also got these other 2 ones. These are partials, these are used, and I expect to probably get about another 30 or 40 bucks out of them too. Now, obviously, if the comps are lower, then that's what they're going to be. But last time I checked, these things were very, very pricey, and finding new ones, unfiddled with brand new ones, very, very rare thing. So I might even, especially with the holidays coming up, that is the time you want to sell this type of item. I think I'm going to drive the price even harder. Everyone was in there. And we were late to the estate sale. The estate sale started at 8 a.m. We got there at roughly 11:30. Everything had already been picked through for 3.5 hours. And these are the types of items that if you have the know-it-all, or the wherewithal, if you have some knowledge, you're going to be able to dig up and find and turn a junk sale into some real profits for you. Okay? Because how many people walked by these before I got there? Okay. Check this out. Look at that. Latch hook T-Bird. A flippin' T-Bird. There's no comps available on this one. I'm going to tell you right now, minimum $50 is what I'm going to ask if we can't find any actual comps. But I've been told there's no comps by my partner while we were out working. Okay. But great piece. Brand new. Sealed. Never opened. But what's real interesting, so we have one that's actually been started. So unfortunately, the person who started this, I believe, has passed. And they said, we have another one. And they thought it went with this. And they actually gave us the rest of the strings and everything to be able to complete it. And I told her, I'm like, you guys are giving me great deals, and I'm all about restoration and completion. And I said, if you're giving it to me, I'll go ahead and complete it. And I actually have the tool and everything. So I'm going to sit down one day and I'm going to complete the rest of that T-Bird one. I'll post it up for you guys when I'm done. But yeah, it's an interesting piece to say the least. Hercules hooks, brand new, at least $15 on this. Another thing that you can find, a lot of times people will buy some DIY stuff for their house, never use it. Definitely want to snipe on those items when you see them. Never seen this in my life. Found this at one of the sales while we were up in the coast again, or over by the coast. This is a wooden mahjong set by Cardinal. It says wood tiles and plastic racks. And it does have a big gouge in the front, which is very unfortunate. It will hurt the resale value. Okay. But it appears, hopefully it appears, that all the pieces are going to be there. And these are beautiful wood pieces too. I'm actually surprised by the quality. And I have all the racks at the bottom, and none of the racks appeared to be damaged either, which was important. I will take some time and actually sit down and count these pieces out, because unlike other games where you have a bunch of wooden shits, the count on that one is really going to matter. If you're missing one piece, it could honest to God destroy the entire value of it. But I am a member of some piece trading groups, which I recommend you guys join if you're looking to work with board games quite a bit. Oh, and for that I paid $2.50. It was $5 half price. Paid $2.50. The sale price on a complete one in great condition is around $80. I'm going to be satisfied if I get 60 to 65. It's really going to matter on whether or not it's complete, but I'm okay gambling $2.50 on it. How to host a murder. These are great right now. People are looking for things that they can do at home. They're looking to have some fun. Brand new, sealed. I believe the rake on this is going to be about $20, $25. I paid half price of $2.99, $2.92. Paid half price, so I'm into this for $1.50. Great buy, easy one to ship out to Amazon. The Z Cassette, 2 binders in one. It's a very interesting setup. These binders are fused together. This is how it's sold. This is how it's made. You can flip it over. This is a $30 bill on Amazon. I paid $2.99, and I got that. I believe I got that one for half price as well. I've sold Cassette before on Amazon. They do well. Not as great on eBay. Those of you who are doing OA might want to look for opportunities to move those inventories across to Amazon. I don't have the time to do it, but I would recommend looking into that category or that specific item. Puzz 3D, Tutankhamun. Puzz 3D is just a great thing to go after. Some of the older ones, the older sets, are really hard to come by, and they never reproduce them again. They can go for some insane premiums. I think this one's maybe $30, $40, $50. I didn't look it up because I got it for $1. It appears to be in fair condition on the interior, but the exterior does have some significant damage, which will hurt its resale value too. And I got a new shower mat for me. Cost $1.50. And yes, there's still more items. Let me see if we got all my news done. Everything that I wanted to talk about. So sales, shipping labels, promoted listings, Prime Day. I think we did talk about everything. I do want to talk about some personal investments. I have people ask me like, hey Jay, where are you spending your money? You talk about investing all the time. Well, I've invested heavily into Vivid Voltage. And I talked to the patrons about this and I said, hey, those of you who are here with me, and if you're interested, I have a great opportunity right now. I said, we got direct access to a vendor who can offer us wholesale pricing on booster boxes right now. And I don't want to reveal the price on air, but it's very, very cheap. And I offer the wholesale pricing to my patrons, those who are supporting the show and what we're doing. And I want to give a thank you to you guys. I used to do it at the top of the show, and I apologize for not. We've lost a handful of patrons recently, and frankly, I don't want to take the time to redo the graphics. It feels kind of pointless to update it every 2 weeks, but it'll get fixed eventually. But I've invested heavily into Vivid Voltage, and if you're wondering like how heavily it is heavily, I've invested $15,000 into it. And if you don't know what Vivid Voltage is, it's a booster box of Pokemon that's going to be coming out here in roughly 2.5 weeks, give or take. And the reason why I did is because my last investment into a different set of Pokemon, which was Burning Shadows, I invested I can't even remember how much it was. It was 66 boxes at $80 a box. I don't even know what that comes out to, like $5,000, give or take. And that investment has gone fantastic. They've gone from 80-ish, I think it was $84 a box is what I paid. They've gone from $84 a box to now they're selling at $250 a box. It is great. And those of you who are looking for things that you can invest into, Vivid Voltage was one of the things I was strongly pushing on to people. We've fiddled around with different toys and different items in the past, but I have to stress right now, we are in a fantastic bubble that's being driven by speculators and driven by investors right now for Pokemon. And believe it or not, the pre-orders have completely sold out. And we're talking millions of dollars worth of units have completely sold out. So it's going to be one to watch. There is going to be a second round of orders available. If you are serious, and I'm talking serious, we're not talking if you have $100 or $200 to play with in the market. We're talking if you have $2,000, $4,000, $5,000 sitting in a bank account not doing anything for you, and you want an investment, which in my opinion is stronger than silver right now, reach out to me. Okay, money sitting in the bank account accruing 1% a year if you're lucky is kind of pointless. But if you can have a commodity that you can pin your money down to and also not have to pay taxes on it while it sits there, Pokemon is a fantastic way to go. But that's going to be a video for a whole nother day. I plan on doing a collaboration video with the gentleman that I've been working with to be able to secure these amazing prices for the people that I'm working with. And when that comes out, I'll most likely let you know, but it's a little bit of a different take. I'm going to be talking more strictly about investing and storage and how to get into the market, how to exit the market, managing your money, stuff to that effect. We got a comment here. Max Jaggers. Hey, Jay, thanks for the effort you put into this channel. Thanks, Max. I appreciate that. Yeah. And those of you who don't know, if you want to support us on Patreon, we have a fantastic Patreon, and you're welcome to go check that out. We also have the super chat option, one-time donation via PayPal, whatever you'd like to do if you want to give back. If you don't, no hard feelings. We're also considering doing away with our ads. That's going to be a thing for another day, but we're thinking about pulling 100% of the ads on the channel and just trying to go pure play, just like PBS. In December, I am going to be catching up on videos. I plan on shooting quite a few videos, and we're going to have really neat content coming out. The first one you can expect to see is going to be on the topic of cardboard. And we're not talking investing cardboard, we're talking about corrugate. So it should be a fun video. And I'm working with some really great people on trying to get a promotional unit of a teleprompter, which would really help me scale up the production quality of the videos, because I'd just be able to read a rolling script, opposed to those of you who don't know, I just talk. I turn the camera on and I talk, and then I edit it in post, and if I don't like it, I just reshoot it and reshoot it and reshoot it until I get a good take. But that's all the news. Let's take a look at a few more items. Some of these items I haven't even unpacked yet from this from going to the swap meet. Picked up a Build-A-Bear Keroppi. This was $1. Again, great price to pay. And I could even pair it with my Hello Kitty backpack. Maybe ask $30 on the pair. Met an incredible vendor today and got ridiculous games. The first one, Einhander. I think this one sells for around $70 for disc only. I paid up for it. I think it cost me $15, $20 maybe. Got a copy of Diablo 1 for the PlayStation 1. An easy $50 or $60 bill for this one. Does not turn up often. Certainly keep your eyes open for it. I paid $15 for this one. A copy of Seaman for the Dreamcast. A very weird game. Very interesting. I recommend you look it up. If you haven't seen it before, go watch a trailer for it. Go watch some gameplay for it. Pick this up for $15. Also sells for, I think, $60+ for that one too. And then, let me see what else I got. I got compartments for days. Picked up an N64 console with the expansion pack. And I think it's an OEM one too. Those of you who don't know, you can actually use the corner to be able to pull your expansion pack. Just got to leverage it right. And it is actually an official N64 expansion pack. I do recommend selling these separately and putting in what we call a standard jumper pack. But got the console. Got an atomic purple controller to go along with it. And got the power and video cable. And he sold it to me for $40. As far as I remember, the expansion pack on its own is worth $40. This whole setup together, I want to say, is $100. I haven't looked up an N64 in forever, but I knew I was making a profit just because of the expansion pack being there. And I bought a few more games from him. I got Charge and Blast, which I think is about $40-50. I got Jersey Devil, which is about $60. I got, Rare Crisis. And these were all picked up at the swap meet today. This one I think is about $50-60. What's this one? Thunder Force 5. I think this one's $80. And I hate to say this when I say I think. The reason I don't know is, one, I don't own a game store anymore, and two, I've never seen like 80% of these games. So as I'm there, I'm looking them up on the spot. I'm like, okay, disc only, this one's $60. How much did you want on this one? 15? Sure, I'll go ahead and take it for 15 bucks. And that's how that process went earlier today. Now, when I list these and sell these, if you want to see the sales, you can either follow my store, follow me on Facebook. But I was just thrilled to get these titles. I also got his phone number. Daniel spent $150 with the guy. I spent $120 with this guy today. And then I also got, and one of these he gave me for free. He's like, yeah, just go ahead and take this one too. He gave me like a $60 game for free. Marvel vs. Capcom 1 for the PlayStation 1. This is about another $40, $50 as well. Super, super, super desirable games. $400 or $500 here for 120 bucks in. I love, love, love finding premium games. If you're looking at a table of games and you're not going to take the time to slow down and look them up, you're just throwing money away. This is some of the easiest money I probably made in weeks just working with that guy. Not to mention the N64 as well. Let me see if I got anything else in my backpack from today's swap meet. Then we got another backpack, girlfriend's backpack. Oh, we got a new basket. This is for holding cloth napkins at the table. Oof. Okay. It's cute. I think we paid $1.50 for it, replacing our other basket. And then we got some plushies. We got some yokai watch plushies. We're planning on putting these together as a lot. I think we got these three for about $1.50 for the three of them. And also got this Adventure Time plushie. I have no clue what he's worth. But again, with items like this, if they're not worth the money online, we'll throw them in the convention pile and they'll go out to the next convention that we have. That's all the items from today's swap. Nope, I lied. I got this too. This is interesting. This is worth sticking around to watch. We got 3 items in here. Hopefully none of them got damaged. The Game of Cootie. This is the 3rd time this item has been shown on air. I've sold both of the other 2 with no issues. This one, this edition, this condition slash edition should do well. You can see there's a bunch of loose parts down there at the bottom. I don't want to tip it further, but it has the original board. It has all the bodies up top. It appears it has all the bodies. I'm going to take the time to put everything where it needs to go, but this should fetch $40 to $50. And I'll tell you the price that I paid for all 3 of these once I'm done with the other 2. Last chance to get your questions in for the show all. And hello to you, Callie Picker. Thanks for dropping on in. This one's interesting. Never seen this one in my life. I don't want stuff to spill out. Looks like we got some stuff spilling out. We got Park and Shop Game, the shopping game. This one complete. You're looking at anywhere between $60 and $80 for this board game. The condition on this one, I remember it being pretty dang decent on the interior. The board's in great shape, but the money is going to need to be cleaned up and sorted and everything. You can see it all down in there. But I did give this a better look when I was at the location. But with older games like this is from 1960. With older games like this, it's going to take a moment to clean it up, sort it, display it well, make it look nice. And then we got one last one. This is the one I'm most excited about. I've never, ever seen one of these. And it's one of the ones that it has caught my attention before. I don't know if it's complete. I don't know how much we're missing, but it looked really good. This is Clean Sweep. This is some type of kids cleaning game. I don't know if this is how you trick your children into enjoying cleaning, but this is a big boy one too. Now, this does not have the best sell-through. I think part of that has to do with maybe many people didn't play it, and then some of the photos I've seen, they weren't staged well, but the ones that have sold well have been properly staged, and they did appear complete. This is the board for it. And then take a look at this. Absolutely beautiful. Has all the inserts, risers, everything to hold it. It appears to be complete. and in great shape. I look forward to setting this up. I might even play it once or twice just to see if it's a decent game or not. The sale price on this one is probably going to be around $60, maybe $70. Now, obviously, shipping is going to be a pain on these, but that's where FedEx comes into play. We talked about it earlier. FedEx is so cheap. Something like this shipped USPS would run you around $30 because you're not going to fit it into a board game box. It's just too tall. This same item shipped FedEx is going to be about $15 to $18. So it's significantly cheaper to do business with FedEx on most of your items that are over a pound right now. Did you guys learn anything new tonight? You guys see any items you haven't seen before? Oh God, it's already 5:30. I told you it was a disgusting amount of pickups. Had so many items. Couldn't believe it. How do you get on Amazon to sell? You have to request to open an Amazon seller account, okay? And then you have to provide them with all the necessary information that they need. But I must stress this, okay? And Jeremy, I know you're a newer seller. Get successful at eBay first, then look into getting into Amazon. If you fail at Amazon and you get booted from the Amazon platform, you're never allowed to come back for life. And you definitely don't want that happening to you before you really know what you're doing. So if you're looking for an even easier solution to getting introduced to e-commerce, Mercari is a great place to start now. I do recommend people start with Mercari, then move to eBay, then move to Amazon. Now, obviously, some people have different goals, different ambitions, different product lines, different means of sourcing, all that good stuff. You can certainly diversify or mix up how you do it. And I must stress this too. Don't start on Amazon until you have a mentor. It's very, very important because it's real easy to screw that up. And yeah, you don't want that to happen. So every time I end my show, I always like to end with a little bit of a spiel. Okay, my little grandiose moment, my moment where I try and sparkle for all of you. We only have a couple of shows before the year is going to come to a close. I think we have 2 more, maybe 3, depending on how next month lays out. Here, let me take a look at the calendar. Let's see. No, I can't even see it, huh? Damn Apple computers. But we got a couple of shows left. Last week, I think we talked about something to do with money. We talk about money often. We talk about new money. We talk about just being, I don't know, just being smart with what you're doing. And every time we close our show up, I like to just kind of share something that's recent or relevant or important to me or something that I want to say. One of the videos I plan on working on while I'm on break is it's going to be called In Defense of a Reseller. I don't know what it is about resellers getting a bad name, but I can kind of put together a little thing so I can kind of vent some of my frustrations on it. I find it oh so frustrating when I hear people call out and persecute the reseller. What is a reseller really? A person who buys and sells goods for a profit. A client came my way to tell me of a seller wanting $900 for 2 items that at launch were only $100 each. It wasn't until he learned the buyer was a reseller that he had an issue. Why though? Oh, the person selling was a collector. When did it become okay to be a collector, but bad to be a reseller? Why is there such a sharp association with reselling and the archaic title of scalper? And I've seen many people hide behind the veil of being a collector and saying, oh, it's fine, I collect, I'm a hobbyist, I'm an enthusiast, so I'm allowed to do this. I'm allowed to buy and sell and ask these premium prices. I watch a lot of Stossel, John Stossel to be specific, a libertarian, a political professor, and a strong supporter of the free market. Me and him would get along great because we both understand that the market will dictate what it needs and it will make the corrections as necessary. I don't need someone telling me what I can or can't sell something for. If the market does not want my box of widgets for $250, then no one will pay it. I don't need the government, the state, my city, and anyone who feels they can police the internet to tell me what I can or can't sell something for. He often talks about how the established means of doing business hurt the little guy. New York taxi cab drivers shutting down Uber, restaurant owners shutting down food trucks, and now we have seen the pressure on resellers more now than ever in 2020 with big tech taking a stand against investors or speculators during the pandemic. What makes us different than a brick and mortar? Is it because we found a cheaper way of calling ourselves a business? Many of us operate outside the market. I don't know many resellers with business or tax licenses, resellers licenses, liability insurance, employee benefits, additional rent of an office space, or more. We want to work and live within our means to make money without all the red tape. Next time you hear someone speaking poorly about resellers, remember, it's your job to defend them. We're all resellers. It's to everyone's benefit to do so. We keep items from going to landfills. We make items that would otherwise be unavailable, available. And most times we offer used or even new items well below MSRP that you would see at a traditional store due to the lower overhead. If you feel that all resellers are bad, then don't buy online at all. Continue to shop at brick and mortars. But wait, they're resellers too, aren't they? If you feel entitled to an item at a certain price, you need to ask yourself, what did someone else do to get that item? Am I willing to put in the same amount of work or an equivalent amount of money to get it? Equality in outcome without equality of effort is called socialism. Support resellers. We got to band together. Okay? It's to everyone's benefit. We got a $10 super chat from Mike T. Awesome pickups and a great show. I'm going to go buy some chips with that money, and I truly appreciate you spending it. Every little dollar goes quite a ways, and making it so that I maybe enjoy this a little bit more, have a little bit more fun putting everything together for you guys. It's been absolutely blast, absolute great time with you. If you have any questions left before the show wraps up, I'd love to hear them. And if you haven't checked out John Stossel yet, I strongly recommend you do. I did put some videos of his up on my personal timeline. I know this is going to be an interesting week. We got a lot going on. We got Halloween coming up. And by the time I talk to you again next, hopefully we'll have a president in office, and that will have been fully decided and set. If you haven't taken the time to do so yet, go vote. This is going to be one of the most important elections in history, and make sure you do your research. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, but I will say make sure you thoroughly research both candidates. You might not like somebody, and that's okay. But remember, you want to vote for what's best for you, for your life, your business, your family, your future, what's going to be best for your state, what's going to be best for your country. So research, but get out and vote. It's important. I've already voted. I mailed in my vote. So make sure you vote. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. This has been the Reseller Roundup for October 25th. Oh, we got the music going already. And thank you so much for being here. And remember, if you don't make that money, someone else will. Have a great night.